So PCBuilder sent me their Sentinel gaming PC to see if it lives up to the mantle of a good entry-level gaming PC. Challenge accepted. As this is entry-level gaming, it's all about price. So let me tell you, this normally retails for 15,999 and sometimes you can get it for 14,999 on special. But this means nothing with relativity, so I did some shopping online and picked the cheapest or closest parts to see if this compares. For reference, I'm going to show you all the PC Builder's parts, but for the comparisons, I did try use an identical brand or part, but sometimes that was impossible because there's just so much out there. So I try to use as close as possible, but for this, I'm just going to show you the totals. Okay, first on the left, we have the PC Builder Sentinel assembled and tested with Windows 11 or Win 11 equaling 15,999. Shopping Excursion 1 comes in at 13,311. It does come assembled and tested with Windows being additional 1,999 coming to 15,310. Shopping Excursion 2 comes in at 12,858. Not assembled and tested, Windows still costing you an extra 1,999 coming in at 14,857. And lastly, Shopping Excursion 3, 13,842, not assembled and tested, Windows additional 1,999 coming in at 15,841. So PC Builder loses? Well, not necessarily. There are some important things to consider. The first part is convenience. The PC Builder is ready out of the box, so it's kind of like just buying a chocolate rather than having to DIY or build or make it yourself. It ships safely and securely and even has expanding foam to prevent PCIe snaps on your graphics card. Two, and most importantly for me, is the warranty. The actual PC build has a 2-year warranty, meaning that if anything happens with the PC build itself within 2 years, you send in the whole build and that gets sorted out. But after that, it has part warranty. So if you have any parts that have 3, 4, 5-year warranty on the PC, after the 2 years, you can send in the individual parts. So you don't lose the benefit of the individual warranty and you keep the benefit of the actual whole PC warranty. The third point is quality, which can be a subjective point, but PC Builder does use quality parts, and I'm going to expand on this in a little bit. The last point is value add. So a consideration for PC Builder is that you do get 12 months worth of Norton Deluxe valued at about $299 and 1 month access to PC Game Pass Ultimate valued at $199. So a pre-conclusion is if you do like building your own PC, you might like choosing the parts, then this is obviously not the way to go. But for people that just want the PC, i.e. they don't want the pregnancy, they just want the baby, this is the way to go for you. Now, spoiler alert, this does get my stamp of approval for the points mentioned above, but more importantly, the quality of the build. I was honestly just expecting a console feel, i.e. plug it in and game, but then my enthusiast side kicked in. Now, the current best score on TimeSpy for any 5600X comboed with a 3050 is 5686. Now, I couldn't do anything with the CPU as the board is an A520 and locked for overclock, but the RAM and the GPU weren't. After a lot of tweaking, I managed to push the RAM to 4200 unstable and 4066 stable. And then on the GPU, I managed to push both the chip frequency as well as the memory. I will do a video on how to do this in the coming months. If you do want this, please let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, let me know. Now you have to overclock in increments, but I started on 5225 or call it the out-of-box experience. Then I went on to 5416, 5500, 5510, and finally 5532, smashing the average of 5219. The point here is that the parts were quality enough to be pushed quite far, but still stable. In conclusion, like I've said already, if you love to build, you love to build, but I think the Sentinel is great value for money as it basically boils down to the same price with some extras that do give you peace of mind. For me, it's a solid 8.5 out of 10, but if it actually arrived custom OC'd like I OC'd it, it would get a 9.5 as nothing gets a 10. Hope you enjoyed this. Cheers guys, goodbye.